Ladies and gentlemen, politics is a very interesting game and a very dirty game. And just like I keep on opining on this platform, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics happens just for the sake of it. Yesterday, Francis Atwoli, the COTUs Secretary General, met with Musalia Mudavadi. If you ask me, that meeting is significant politically speaking. Because when Wafula Chebukati declared William Ruto the president-elect of the Republic of Kenya, and the Supreme Court upheld that win, many politicians in this country were actually worried. One of them was Francis Atwoli.
I will be there in Bungoma. I will be there in Kakamega. I will be there in Vihiga. I will be there in Busia. I'm going to be there in Trans Nzoia. And there will be no escape route for Moses Wetangula. There will be no escape route for Moses Masika Wetangula. Chance, son.
Because Francis Atwoli had assured his supporters and Kenyans in general that Raila Odinga was actually going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Hii ni ishara tosha ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga is the 5th president of the Republic of Kenya. Watu wa press, you can bear me a witness. I have said time and again that on 9th of August, the victor, the winner of the elections shall is mandatory, shall be Raila Amolo Odinga. Na ndiye atatengeneza uchumi wenu, na ndiye atafanya kila kitu. Na mimi naomba Mheshimiwa Raila, leo tupatie deputy yako. Leo tupatie. No!
And for those who follow the politics of this country, the relationship between Francis Atwoli and that of Musalia Mudavadi is always on and off. Around 5 years ago, Francis Atwoli declared Musalia Mudavadi as the lawyer spokesperson. I think that was in 2016. And later on, Musalia Mudavadi joined, was it NASA at that time? And that declaration is what is commonly referred to as Bukungu 1.
Was that when the late Professor George Shiwani was almost dying, he told me, Francis, don't let Musalia go alone. Try to assist him, support him. So I was fulfilling the promise that was made to me by the late George Shiwani to support Musalia to become a Luhya spokesperson. Up to now, he's still the spokesperson. He has never had a public rally in Bungoma. He has never had a public rally in Busia. He has never had a public rally in Trans Nzoia. He has never had a public rally even in his Vihiga tough home. You can only hear him where there are funerals, and funerals, the convener of the meeting of funerals is that person lying in the coffin. Or in the church in Maringo, at the Friends Church in Maringo, or in Kawangware. And I told him, my friend, let's support you to have a big rally. We want you to seal Western.
That's in 2017?
That is 2017 and from 2017, 2016 up to this time. So that you can have a voice. You cannot go to Ruto without anything. And then when you sit on the table,
he's a spokesperson. You've just said that. I mean, he speaks for the Mlembe Nation.
Why couldn't he do? Why has he been abandoned by the Mlembe Nation?
Not.
Then around 2 years ago, a major fallout was witnessed between Francis Atwoli and Musalia Mudavadi.
Moses, I'm sorry. I will never in my lifetime support Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. I spoke to him. If I offended you during that time with other colleagues, lawyers, you better forgive me. If you want to become a president, you must know you will be a commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Na sisi nataka mtu anaweza kusema atoe kifua yake.
And I remember at some point, Moses Masika Wetangula had to take Francis Atwoli head on.
Wewe ukisimama na ukisema huyu hawezi, unataka alale kwako ndio jua anaweza. Wewe huwezi kwenda tu mahali, kila mahali huyu hawezi, huyu hawezi. Una kipimo gani cha kujua wale wanaoweza na hawawezi? Juzi wameitana kule Kajiado. Sasa ile kiti alisema Musalia achukue ya Kingpin, amegawanya mara pili, amepatia watu wawili. Meaning Eugene plus Oparanya ndio wako equal to Musalia. Na yeye mwenyewe ako hapo ndani. Sisi hatutakubali kuhadaiwa na watu kama hao. Kwa sababu tuko kwa safari ambayo tunajua tunaenda wapi. Na Winston Churchill alisema, you cannot finish your journey if you stop to throw stones at every barking dog.
So by the time Kenyans were going to the polls, Francis Atwoli believed very strongly that Raila Odinga was going to become the president of the Republic of Kenya. In fact, if you were to list people who believed that there was no way William Ruto was going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya, then Francis Atwoli was one of them. You can add Tuju to that list. You can add David Murade to that list. And maybe, if you have any other, can you list them in the comment section? But the meeting yesterday, in my view, is significant because for me, I can't just imagine Francis Atwoli leaving his home in Kajiado straight to Lavington, where ANC party headquarters is located, then meeting Musalia Mudavadi there. I would have excused him if he had looked for Musalia Mudavadi at Musalia Mudavadi's new office. The fact that they chose to meet at the ANC party headquarters is significant. But before we get into all those, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us get back to the main issue. Why do you think Francis Atwoli had to come from up there to down here to meet with Musalia Mudavadi? In my view, number one, I tend to think that after William Ruto won the presidency, Francis Atwoli has been looking at ways of meeting with William Samoei Arap Ruto, or maybe to reconcile. And the only person who can reconcile Francis Atwoli and William Ruto is none other than Musalia Mudavadi. And for that to happen, it means Atwoli has to, first of all, reconcile with Musalia Mudavadi. So I tend to think that this meeting was about reconciling with William Ruto, because the exchange between Ruto and Atwoli during the election period, some of them are unforgivable.
We were taken to court by a stupid man called Atwoli. I have no regret to say he's a stupid man, because he is. He's a very foolish person. Because he is supposed to be representing the lower people.
Advice. I'm elder. Ruto was born 1966, June or July, when I was leaving Form 4. And in the following year, I started working when he was less than 1 year, on 2nd of June, 1967. His elder sisters are the one who are supposed to be my girlfriends. Who would have been my girlfriends? His elder sisters.
or cousins rather. Huh? Because he didn't know what was going around. When we were dancing bookies and what have you in Nairobi, embracing a bond Kalenjin girl, beautiful Kalenjin girls, he was nowhere. Let him listen to me for free. Let him listen to me for free, and he will survive. Wednesday next week. Sasa naenda kumchafua kuambia wa Kenya, the first Kenyan deputy president after independence, since we attained independence 1963, who is an open thief, fearless thief, was here last week. What he was telling, and I will be addressing also Kenyan community in London. I will meet them. Tell them that please tell your parents. From there I will also fly to US. I want to go to take, because when we were fighting for the amendment or promulgation of the new constitution 2010, I went to US and I toured all those states to urge for the young men there and women to ask their parents to give us support, particularly with the kind of dual citizenship they are now enjoying. I will be there, I will address them. I'm going to London next week on Wednesday, I will be there. I'm leaving over the weekend. From there, I'm going to US. From there, I will go to Israel. Wherever he has gone, I will be there. Huh?
William Ruto at some point, I don't know, I can't even he termed Francis Atwoli as stupid. Atwoli responded ruthlessly. Sometimes if you look at those past, and of course in politics nothing is impossible, only two things are constant in politics, that is interest and betrayal. If the interest of Ruto and Atwoli will reconcile, then they will definitely reconcile. But I'm looking at this meeting as one of the steps towards looking at the reconciliation between William Ruto and Francis Atwoli. Number two, I also tend to think that maybe, just maybe, Francis Atwoli is looking at apologizing to Musalia Mudavadi. The truth of the matter is that against all odds, Musalia Mudavadi is now the third most powerful individual in this country, after Ruto, after Rigathi, and after, now, I think it's the third one now.
Join other leaders. He should not play it solo. He should not be a smooth operator. He should play his cards openly, join others, because alone or two of them, they can't. They need me more than I need them. Both Musalia, Wetangula, and the rest, they need me more than I need them. Because the leadership of Western Kenya is in my hands.
Atwoli never believed that Musalia Mudavadi was going to succeed on the other side. And as a matter of fact, when you look at politics from the face value, Atwoli succeeded in Western Kenya. In Kakamega, for example, he managed to kick Mudavadi out of Western Kenya. In fact, were it not for Wetangula, who delivered in Bungoma, Musalia Mudavadi never delivered for Ruto in Western Kenya. And that can be attributed to one man, Francis Atwoli. So probably he wants to apologize to Musalia Mudavadi that, look here, we failed the other side, you succeeded this other side, but politically speaking, we defeated you. So let us just see how we can reconcile. Because again, I'm looking at Musalia Mudavadi's politics and Francis Atwoli's future. Atwoli is not going to continue with the COTU. I think he had announced that. I think that the last election was his last, according to what he's been saying publicly. So probably he just wants to reconcile now as an elder and guide the community towards Musalia Mudavadi. Number three, in my view, is about the Mulembe nation. What is the political future of the Mulembe nation? Mudavadi and Weta decided to pursue their own political path. Atwoli led another group of Eugene Wamalwa, Oparanya, to Azimio. Azimio failed. Now there's the Western Kenya politics. How is it going to take shape? Who is going to be the next leader of the Western Kenya? Is that leader going to be Mudavadi? And will the ground accept Musalia Mudavadi? So basically, if you ask me, I tend to think that the meeting is all about the future of the Mulembe nation. And lastly, I also tend to think that maybe, because we know who William Ruto is, it's very vengeful. And Atwoli is, of course, the COTUS Secretary General. As a COTUS Secretary General, that's a very powerful position. The fallout between Atwoli and Ruto can actually be traced to COTU, where I think Ruto wanted to take charge of, is it NSSF? And Atwoli declined. Maybe now he's seeking for Musalia Mudavadi support because Ruto is likely to revenge.
As the Secretary General of the Central Organization of Trade Unions in Kenya, which equally sponsored me to be #1 in the large East African Trade Union Federation, the organization that equally made me to be elected as a spokesperson for the Organization of the African Trade Union Unity. Pan-Africa, working closely with the African Union, a position I don't think, even if Mudavadi did visit Aluya Muganga, would be able to achieve that particular position. And our organization is respected globally. And I would like to strongly warn Kenyans at this particular juncture that, like Samson in the Bible, Mudavadi is in the business of bringing down his small house to cause total destruction.
Ruto is likely to make those moves of kicking him out of COTU. I don't know what you think, but it will be interesting to see how the politics of the Western Kenya region is going to unfold moving forward. I don't know what you think. Bye-bye for now.